Hello. I hope everybody is doing okay. Today I'm recording from my living room. It's hot, summer, and it's hot. And I wanted to record in a still in a daytime. Feel a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more of light. Um, Today I want to share a very important message for all the people that has been suffering from suicidal thoughts or have the trauma of possibly survive to suicidal attempt and is still here and possibly still trying to heal this kind of situation that is very sensitive and very important for us to heal, right? And I want to share about my experience and how I see it, how I overcome and how I heal the suicidal situation that was, I think, one of the major events in my life that I had to endure and experience. And obviously I was in the ignorance for a lot of time, almost for my whole life, until slowly I start getting the experience, what it was about, what I went through the experience in this lifetime, and what was this experience trying to teach me, okay? Because everything is a lesson in this life, no matter how hard it is or how painful it is. Everything is meant for us to learn something and evolve, heal, and keep going, right? That is the main reason to keep going, to keep evolving, to keep growing, and become better person, become better soul. So I remember since I was a little kid, I was always like I always say, depressed. And I remember always having this thought about killing myself every time life was hard or it was like a heavy weight for me to carry. Even though I remember being too young, I was always carrying this heavy weight in my soul as something that I didn't understand, but it hurts me so fucking much. And it was very hard for me to understand why I was always sad, why I carry all this heavy weight in my soul. So growing up, obviously I went through a lot of stuff, a lot of pain, and this weight become more and more hard to carry and hard to understand exactly what I should do with this pain, what I should do with this feeling. And obviously as the experiences that I was getting shit become more and more hard to handle for me, to be honest. And my suicidal thoughts start haunting me after I start being molested, and then after I was raped and all that. The desperation for me to just end my life was increasing, to the point that by the time I was 18, the thought was very often in my mind. It was like the only way, or the only escape, or the only exit for me to end my pain, to end my misery, to end my depression, to end whatever it was holding me from being happy. And I grew up like that, years and years and years. I was victim of a lot of stuff, and a lot of people also that, like I been saying, curse me, hex me, and all that, to keep me in a state of depression, to keep me in a state of despair, and using my own feelings against me, using my own traumas, my own mental conflicts, and oppressing me, and keeping me down. It was altogether my own insecurities, my own depression, my own trauma, my own inner child wounds, my own problems, plus these people using that against me to hurt me and to keep me in that state. So it was very difficult for me to grow up, become an adult, and through my marriage and all that, it became more and more difficult, to the point that I remember before I got divorced, the last 5 years I think I got divorced, I thought about killing myself on a daily basis. And I was drinking more, and just feeling like nothing worth it. Overall, there were nothing that I could find worth, to live for. Even my kids, I was very detached from my kids. Almost the whole time I was detached from my kids, because I was miserable inside of myself. I was not happy. I was feeling that I was carrying everything on my shoulders, and I couldn't even enjoy my own kids, my own marriage, or my own self. I couldn't even love myself, obviously, because I was in a state of constant depression and constant trying to kill myself. And then I got divorced, and after I got divorced, my life started changing a lot. My life started becoming better. Slowly, I stopped drinking. I stopped. Like at first, the first 2 years, I think after my divorce, my suicidal thoughts were increasing a lot. But then it was like it got its peak, and then it was just decreasing, because my life started changing. I could say that probably my spiritual awakening started after I got divorced, after the 2 first years, probably. I don't know, 2019, 2020. The more I go back and I think about it, the more it looks like, as my life started changing and I was awakening, basically, and I start embracing life and being happy with my new partner and my new baby, and I didn't feel oppressed as I was feeling during 20 plus years of marriage and all that. So I was more free, and I feel loved. I feel like I could be myself again, and my my boyfriend, he never tried to manipulate me, at least no in my face, right? He never tried to tell me what to do, or anything. He always let me be myself, and that helped me a lot because I re like I found myself again, and thanks to that he give me the freedom to be me. I find myself, and I start awakening, and I start remembering who I was before my marriage, the things that I used to love, the things that I used to enjoy in life, how beautiful I was, how lovable I was, etc. So during all these 6 years that this relationship lasts, I start waking more and more to my true self, to my my roots, who I was. Slowly every year I was waking up a little bit more about all the things around me, and obviously I started being more close and close to God. And then um, he helped me a lot to stop thinking about suicide, commit suicide. His love, his company, his friendship helped me a lot. And I stopped thinking about killing myself. I stopped thinking about all the negative things that hurt me, all the negative thoughts, all the negative memories, all the negative experiences that I went through, and I start um, thinking about the positive, thinking about the things that I like, the things that make me happy, the things that I enjoy, the things that I love about being alive, the things that I have in this life that I will not have if I die. I started making a list in my mind about all the things that I truly enjoy about being alive. Like I say in other videos, once I understood that all the negative things that hurts me, and I was aware of what hurts me and what was causing me pain, and then I understood that thinking about that was making me more depressed, right? So I decided to stop thinking about the negative things and make a list of the positive things that I have, that I enjoy, that I love, that I cherish. And I start thinking about everything. I start with a little stuff like food, right? And a little things that make me happy, and and enjoy the family life, kids, the boyfriend, everything. And I stop slowly focusing on the negative things. So my life start changing and improving. My mindset start improving a lot, to the point that I start loving life. I start being grateful for being alive, right? And even though I still get depressed sometimes, and the suicidal thoughts comes back, it wasn't that often. It was months, before I fall again for the spirit of despair. And every time it was more and more and more space between, um, these situations. So moving on to the peak of my spiritual awakening, that was last year, 2023. That was the year where everything started speeding up. And starting in January, everything started speeding up for me. My mind opened up to the point that I started understanding everything, understanding life, understanding the past, the present, possibly the future, and I understand spirituality, and the universe and all these things. Everything is speed up, and I was just growing and growing mentally and spiritually since 2023 start. That was the year that um, everything exploded in my mind with a lot of knowledge and understanding. And obviously, but by then I love life. I was enjoying being alive, and I never ever again had the thought of killing myself ever again. I don't want to die. I stop also this afraid to die, because even though it's contradictory and it sounds stupid, I was always having this thought about killing myself, but deeply in my heart, I was afraid to die. I was afraid to die, and I didn't want to give um, that pain to my kids neither. I was always um, stopping from killing myself, just with the thought of leaving my kids in a tragedy, you know, and that my kids had to grow up with that pain and with all these things in their lives. It was not fair. And I was thinking, I put myself in their shoes, thinking what my life will be if I have 7 years, 10 years, 4 years, and my mom killed herself. How my what a tragedy, right? So that was actually helped me to save my life. My kids saved my life every time, because every time I was depressed and down, they always, the thought of hurting them stopped me from doing it. And that was my fear, to die. So it was back and forth, wanting to die and being afraid. It's stupid, but it's true. And people say when you really want to kill yourself, you just kill yourself. You don't talk, right? You don't announce yourself. You don't tell, and you're not thinking about it. You just do it, which unfortunately is true, right? But it's because deep down, some people, we are afraid to die, and it's because deep down we know that these thoughts and these feelings are not ours from this life. Is something else. Even though we don't understand, we have the feeling that it's something else. It's not really us, And that's exactly what I understood when I got like a little bit enlightened about my past life, and everything was clear. And I then understood why all my life I've been having these suicidal thoughts. And finally I could heal myself from a past life experience that I was carrying to this life, that I was suicide. So going back to 2023, when my spiritual awakening speed up, not a long time ago, I guess 6 months ago, I start having past life memories, okay? And I got this particular event when I met this guy in a past life, going back to possibly in the 20s, 1920s, or something like that. And I'm not gonna say too much details, but I'm just gonna say whatever is relevant to the story. And the story was that in that past life, I was in love with a young man, and a very young man, and this young man leave me because I was already, I think, I'm not sure if I was divorced or what, but I know that I have kids. I have 2 kids, and I was in my 30s, and this young man was in his 20s, getting ready to go to the college about that age, and we fell in love with each other, right? But um, the difference of ages back in those times, and because I already have kids and he was single, he was starting his life and whatever, um, he chose another woman, a younger woman, to marry and all that, and the 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 information I got was I couldn't cope with being left by the man I was in love with, and I killed myself. Okay, he found me dead, and I saw the vision or the memory of he finding me dead, crying obviously when he found me. And I remember waking up, and I was a black woman, by the way, back in that time. I was we were we were blacks, you know, and I'm not saying to offend nobody. I hope nobody take it as offense, but it's my way to explain um, this past life. And I was beautiful and still young, but older than this man, obviously. And everything was a tragedy. I couldn't cope with the abandonment. I couldn't cope with losing the love of my life. I couldn't cope with he leaving me for somebody younger than me. And it was very, very tragic. So I ended with my life. And so it was a very traumatic memory that I got. And slowly I start having more and more memories about that particular past life. And every time I remember that particular memory when he found me, it was like reviving the pain, reviving the trauma. And I will, you know, think about that, but just thinking about the situation, the experience, how I was left for a younger woman, how this man abandoned me, and etc. But never thought about the suicidal event until last week. I have a dark night of the soul because, like I say, that never ends. We feel like we heal everything, and we less expected that it goes another dark night of the soul. There's water in the fridge. So so yeah, I had this dark night of the soul, and everything started coming back because hold on, give me a second, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So I was saying, so yeah, my dark night of the soul, everything came to my mind, and suddenly I understood. I understood my suicidal thoughts during this lifetime, and I understood why I was born with that imprinted in my mind about, being sad and always wanting to kill myself whenever I was feeling hurt. And it was because this lifetime when I killed myself. And I understood that I have this wound about abandonment wound, being left by the person you love, and everything, not just be left by the person you love, but be left by a for a younger person, and the difference of age, the difference of social class, because obviously we were in different social class, both. And it was like epiphany after epiphany, and just thinking and how everything went back in my lifetime, past lifetime, and things that I have experienced in this lifetime. So then I have my aha moment, like, that's why. Because I've been carrying this pain, because I killed myself, because I end my life. And I didn't learn the karmic lesson back then, so I came back with the same karmic lesson. Okay? And that was about self-love, about knowing that no matter what, you're gonna be okay. And that is the message, okay? That it doesn't matter if somebody don't appreciate you, don't see your worth, if somebody can't commit to you, if somebody can understand you, if they can see who you are, you're gonna be fine. And you have to love yourself, understand that whoever is not for you is not for you. And we should never give up life for somebody that is not meant for us. And how important it is, the self-love in these kind of situations, how self-love change everything. And you start healing your wounds, okay? You start healing your wounds, and you start being grateful for the things that you have, instead of just thinking in why you don't have, or why you don't have what you want. But to be grateful for what you actually have, and be grateful for life, and be grateful for the people that do love you, right? And be grateful for the people that don't love you, and move on. Because if you really think about it, when people leave you, when people move on, when people disappear from your life, it's because their time with you has ended, okay? Even though it hurts, even though we wish they will stay longer because we love them or whatever, we have to understand that everybody has their own experience and their own path and their own journey. And like I've been saying, and a lot of people know, some people just last for a season in your life. Some people just come to teach you something, or some people just come to you so you can teach them something, or help them to teach them to understand something about themselves, okay? Some people stay for longer times. But my point is, that was a karmic lesson that I was carrying, and I'm sure it was not my past life, but way behind that is something I've been carrying for lifetimes. It's not just one. I am sure there is, because I have, like I say, I have been having access to my past life memories, and it's just too much that I can remember. And I have the access now. When I meditate, I can access, and I can understand better the experiences. I understand better why I am going through the things I am going through, and then I get me aha moments, and I remember my past life, and I remember the karmic lesson, and I remember why things are happening like they're happening. And then why I had to repeat these things is because I didn't get it the last time, right? So now I had to get it this time, and I had to get it right, so I don't have to come back again with the suicidal thoughts, with depression, etc., etc. So um, even though I was already convinced that I love life, convinced that I have a purpose in this life, and convinced that I was healed about the suicidal shit, um, I didn't understood the karmic lesson. I didn't understood exactly why I came to this life carrying all this pain. I always say that I was born depressed, and people actually has been or had been cursed my life, and a lot of curses, generational curses comes from uh, generations, right? And it's things that you have to heal. You have to heal your ancestors. You have to heal your soul from lifetimes. I don't know how many. I have seen at least five lifetimes. I don't know. I know. I feel it's more than just 5 times. I feel I've been here, or I've been incarnated multiple times. I so far I just remember 5, but slowly, slowly I've been getting more and more details about these lives. But um, this one really opened my eyes a lot about the self-love. I always talk about self-love because self-love is everything. It's everything. It helps you to heal so much. You have no idea how much you can protect yourself from everything, because you start understanding that nothing has nothing to do with you. Everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own experience and their own path and their own time with you in your life. So when you understand all that, it's like you lift a lot of weight from your shoulders, and you heal and heal and heal and heal, and you just keep healing and keep becoming better and keep becoming happier, and everything just get easier. So this is the karmic lesson that I needed to learn, and I finally got it, and I finally understand also why, and I forgive myself for killing myself in that time. I understood that it doesn't matter if like the person I love decides to leave or find another person to be with. I'm gonna be okay, because the person that is meant for me, it will be with me no matter what. So if so far I still um, I'm not with the right person, it's because there is um, no rush. Okay, all the people that is being with me, my ex-husband, my ex-boyfriend, all these people, they being with me to let me see, to let me learn, to teach me lessons, to teach me something about me, and they'll be preparing me for the right person. So I'm gonna be okay, because it doesn't matter how much in love I was in the past. Now I know that they were not meant for me to stay for my lifetime. They were just helping me to get prepared for my forever partner. And that helps me a lot too, to understand that sometimes people comes and go, and it's fine. Nothing is lost, and life is still worth, you know, to be living. And I was so happy. I was so happy to see, because finally I understood why I was so sad my whole life, why I was so obsessed with killing myself. And it was because I did it in the past. And I did it because I didn't love myself. I didn't respect myself. I thought I wasn't worth it as a woman. I thought I wasn't worth it as a person, as a soul, to be loved. And now I understand it has nothing to do with me. I was beautiful. I was a whole person, lovable person. It wasn't meant for me, and that was it. But I couldn't see it because I didn't love myself at that time. I didn't love myself. I didn't see my own value, my own worth. I put my worth on a man. I put my worth on a relationship. And without that relationship, without men, I feel I was nothing, and my life wasn't worth it. So I ended it, and all that gave me a lot of healing. So I want to share this message with you, for whatever that means, because I know there's a lot of people that still suffers from relationships that didn't last, that probably you were thinking that was meant for you, or it was the love of your life, or you couldn't get married because whatever happens. I want you to understand that it has nothing to do with you. And if the people disappear from our lives, regardless the reason, at the end the real reason is because their time with you is has ended. Okay, is what it is. People can say, oh, we argue too much, we don't get along, or he cheated on me, or I don't know. You can put all the excuses in the world, but at the end, if you really think about it, when somebody step out of your life, you had to be grateful for it, because that means that something probably better is coming your way, and and that means that the universe is telling you, hey, we're done with that chapter in your life. Okay, pass the page, and let's write another chapter with a new adventure, with a new person, with a new you. And that is, it is what it is. um, I appreciate and I am very grateful for the experiences I have with my exes, and good or bad, it doesn't matter. They teach me a lot about myself. They help me a lot to rediscover about the whole life. And some experiences from past life has been repeated in this one, but this time I got it. This time I am proud of myself, because I've been learning, I've been passing tests, and I've been learning from these karmic lessons that I failed before, and I'm ready for something else. I'm ready for the new, and I'm ready for keep passing tests. So life is a school. That's all that it is. It's a school. Is the matrix is a simulation. It truly is. We are not just this body. We are way more than a vessel. Okay, everything is here and here, and that's all that it matters. The more you try to see life as it is, and the more you try to understand what role people place around you, the easier it gets. So I hope somebody gets help or feel a little bit better or with a little bit of hope and find harmony within themselves, because this is the truth. Nothing has It has nothing to do with you. Love yourself, keep fighting, keep finding the worth that is inside of you, and don't let nobody tell you otherwise or making you feel less than. You worth it. You worth it, and your life worth more than love, lovely person or love partners or whatever. Your life, because it's about you. At the end, it's about you. It's about our experience. Okay, so keep fighting and love yourself. Okay, thank you for watching.